Thank you very much. I'm so happy to stay here. I'm so proud. I have a lot of inspiration and nervous, of course, to stay here in talking to you about my passion. Okay? Because frankly, I'm absolutely space addicted. Really, it's kind of a disease. My wife knows it. Yeah. So the favorite part of my disease, my passion, it is space. The scientists, cosmonautics, helps people to be a little bit more brave. And the other part, my favorite part, that I'm one of the happy men in the whole world. I know when exactly the birthday of my passion. I'm talking about very important day for people like me, space addicted people. I'm talking about April 12th. It is a very important date for everybody because in April 12th, in 1961, Soviet Union cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin made the one revolution around the globe and then turned it back on the Earth's surface. 108 minutes later, the world turns upside down. We have conquered the space. That was a triumph for the whole mankind, not only the Soviet Union. But there were still many difficulties to be solved. For example, how to increase the reliability of a rocket launch so that no one died during the launch. Or how to safely return people from space to Earth. Or another one, how to protect man there in space. So Yuri, you need to go to space, be brave, okay, let's go. You spend 108 minutes, everything is good. But right now, cosmonauts and astronauts spend half of a year in space. And we need to protect them during the whole period. As I said, the average space mission of the ISS lasts about 6 months. ISS is one of the space stations that orbiting our planet. The another one is the Chinese Tiangong, but today we are talking about ISS. And during this time, 6 months, or from time to time, it turns into 8 months or 1 year, anything can happen to astronauts. Generally, if you imagine the ISS, it seems that any inaccuracy could lead to disaster. Because, judge yourself, we launched the people in space in the most dangerous and unsuitable environment in the whole universe. There is no pressure, no oxygen. There are extreme temperatures, radiation, and yet people still flying there one by one, again and again, again and again. And there is only few millimeters of aluminium between people inside of the ISS and death, between people and space. So ISS, it's a huge facility in space. It's the size of ISS. It's like a football field with the solar arrows and radiators. It consists from the 16 pressured models that built together so like cosmonauts and astronauts can fly from one model to another one without spacesuits in usual t-shirts. And that's built by 16 countries that work together. They spent fantastic amount, $400 billion. And what? We lost one of the most valuable and high-technical facility what a man ever built for one wrong step? Of course, no. Because the ISS, it is a unique system that designed it, so there are few probably cases when our crew and ISS could be damaged. That's called emergency. Anything else called a nominal situation. For example, if your space toilet is broken, it's a nominal situation. It's very important to understand the difference between emergency and a nominal. I will give you an example, and you understand. It's an Earth example. If you go to on a hike to the mountains, and on a slippery trail, you slip, lose your balance, but still standing, and for a second to make a scare, it's like a nominal situation. But if you slip, fell down, and hurt your back, that is emergency, because there is a potential risk for your health. But there is a possibility that a nominal situation could lead to disaster and could lead to emergency. Slip, lose your balance, still standing, scary, wrong step, fell down, hurt the back. That's how it works. And as I said, there's a few types of emergency on the ISS, and there is the 3 types. And frankly, 4 types, but fourth is a medical one. I don't have a medical education, I'm talking about the technical types. Here's it. There is a fire, emergency, and hazardous release, when something toxic goes to the atmosphere. And astronauts know what they must do in each of emergency because they are trained so many times before a space launch. And the way how astronauts train, it's very interesting because everybody knows what is a way of training. To explain you this way, I need your help. Please raise your hand if you have flown on an airplane at least once. A lot of people. I need your help. Please, you. Could you climb up on the stage? I need your help, please. Oh, come on, don't be scary. That's funny. Yeah. Right around applause for her. Yeah. Hello. Take a seat. What is your name? Nalin. Nalin. Let's give him a round of applause for Nalin. Yeah. Thank you very much, Nalin. Nalin, I have a question. How many times have you flown on airplane? 1 time. That's good. That's amazing. Do you remember the text that flight attendants talk to you before a takeoff? No, that's good. Everything is good. So, Nalin, I need your help because I'm going to read the text and you'll show what I'm talking about by your hands. It's like a pantomime. Don't afraid. It's pretty easy. So, here is the text. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you aboard our TEDx seems like a SpaceX. TEDx airline flights. Look at our flight attendant, Nalin. The emergency exits, just show it. The emergency exits are located in the nose and the tail section of the cabin. Do you remember the gestures of a spacecraft? Where is the nose of an airplane? Here. Yes, and where is the tail? No, here. So usually flight attendants show it's located here and here. So, okay, don't be afraid. If your oxygen mask falls out, switch on your fantasy. Oxygen mask. Press it firmly against your face. Press it firmly against your face. Yeah, it's breathe freely. If you are traveling with a child, put the mask on yourself first, and after that on your child. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think Nalin made a brilliant job. Yeah, thank you very much. Wait a second, Nalin, please. That's pretty easy. Nalin flown only 1 time, but she somehow remembered the gestures, some gestures, okay, of a flight attendant. Because the gestures in a text like this, created by the specialist of memory, specialist of rescue procedures, and specialist who knows a lot about airplane crashing. And even Nalin remembered at least several % of this information, she increased the chance to survive during the airplane crashing. It's the same with the astronauts. Time after time, we are astronauts. We repeat the special procedures with actions that they must do during the emergency. But we do it in a simulator that replicate the ISS in a real scale. So I will show you what we really do during an emergency. For example, in case of fire, it's very, very pretty simple. It looks like an earth fire. So what is the first thing that you should do if you see a fire here in Glarus? Just run. Good idea. Yeah, good idea. And I recommend. It doesn't matter. Well, you go into a street, here's a fire. Okay, run. But I recommend you start screaming. There is a fire. You need to report to our crew members. You can do it in 1 time, run and screaming. To repeat to our crew members and to Earth, here's a fire. After that, you need to protect yourself by the gas mask and extinguish the fire with a fire extinguisher. Pretty simple, yeah? But in our case, that's called depressurization. It's a little bit more complicated. Because depressurization, it is a movement of air from the high pressure zone, from the ISS, to the low pressure zone, to space, through the leakage. The leakage is a kind of little hole or crack. So it's like a wind. And if you, on the ISS, feel something breeze, don't scare, don't be afraid. That's not a good story. That means here is an emergency. Here is a depressurization. So what we need to do? We need to find the little crack on the 16 models. How is it possible? We use what we already have on the station. The special equipment that's called manovacumeter, it shows the pressure and doors between our rooms, between models, hatches. So we stay in here with Nalin, we're both astronauts. Here is the leakage, and we close the hatch. And look at the manovacumeter. If its pressure is stable, that's good. Leakage in this side of hatch. But if it's still dropping, that's not a good story. And we need to go to another model, but on the Russian segment of the ISS, the sizes of the hatches is less than on the American segment. So it's not clear if you look on a manovacumeter, is dropping or it's stable. So we need to use just a little bit another technique. We need to close our hatch hermetically for several seconds. And after that, we need to try to open it. And on the reaction of the hatch, we understand where is the leakage. For example, it is a hatch, it is a direction of opening, we close it, and just try to open it. That's easy. You know why? Because here is a leak that sucks the air, and it's easy to open it. But in the leak located here, try to open it. No. It's the same direction. It's not easy, because the leakage sucks the air from this part. So this is the way how the astronauts, step by step, model by model, trying to understand where is the leakage. And after that, they find the damaged model, evaluate the situation, and trying to repair it with a special substance. It looks like an old bubble gum if they find a little hole, or they close the hatches and, okay, no worry. But there is a third type, the most dangerous type of emergency, hazardous release, toxic release. And it's very funny, because there is only one substance on the ISS that could damage whole people. It's very toxic. And it's funny, but I have it here on my sponge. And another funny fact, that this substance brought to ISS specially. Because the ISS, it is a huge refrigerator that cools the people and equipment inside. And this substance helps to cooling system to do it. And right now, I just wanted to, Nalin, just smell it, be accurate. It's harmless, in this quantity it's harmless. Yeah, I know it. Just feel it. Do you know what does this? You feel it, no? Really? Okay, maybe out here. Yeah? No? Maybe here? No? You feel it? What does this?
I don't know what it is, but I smelled it once.
It's not good, yeah?
No.
It is the ammonia. Yeah, of course. It is the ammonia. The huge amount of ammonia stored in the cooler system of American segment on the ISS. And for example, if the ammonia goes, it is a possibility chance that it break the special membrane and goes to the living zone of the ISS, there is a average time of surviving on a human being is about 2 minutes. So if the ammonia goes to our cabin crew, we need to first protect ourselves by the gas mask. For example, that we already used during the fire. Do you remember it? Yeah? Okay. After that, it depends what is your ship, spaceship. If I came to the ISS by the Russian spaceship, I'm go directly to the Russian segment and close the hatches between American segment, where is the source of ammonia, and Russian segment, sorry, Nalin, yep. And after that, I need to measure the concentration of ammonia in the atmosphere And if it's clear, put off a mask and breathe freely. But these guys from American segments, they came on an Elon Musk spaceship and docked to the space, to this model where is the leakage of ammonia. So you need to do it very, very fast. You need to go to your spaceship, close the hatches, change the mask from a gas mask to a special mask with the cartridges that can filter the atmosphere versus ammonia. Most likely that, unfortunately, we'll lose the ISS if in case of ammonia. And this crew most likely goes back to the Earth. And it is a kind of actions. So your crew goes back to the Earth, take your seat. Thank you very much, Nolene. Let's round of applause. Thank you very much. So I'm staying here alone on the Russian segment. My hatches is closed. I'm staying here alone and I'm trying to save the station. This is how astronauts survive in space. Rather, how astronauts have to survive. But right now, everything is going well. With a nominal situation, yeah, of course, space toilet, but no emergencies. And I hope you will have the same in your life, only a nominal situation. Thank you very much.